Hello everyone and welcome back to Aldo DIY. On today's tutorial, I am going to show you my very first draping tutorial. I finally got the hang of it and I am ready to show you how it is done. So I am a self-taught and I had been watching a lot of tutorials here on YouTube, and equipped with those information, I decided to dive right in. First thing you will need, of course, is a dress form or a mannequin so you can drape the pattern onto it. You will also need a styling tape, or you can also use a painter's tape. It is actually very similar to a painter's tape, but this is, of course, obviously thin width. I got this off of Amazon. You will also need some pieces of fabric so you can drape it on the mannequin later on, and you will need a pencil and a pair of scissors. The first thing I did was find the center of the dress form, and then I marked it just like this. And I also figured out how long I want the bodice to be. I marked it and put a tape right there. And then now I am going to shape the neckline. So for this pattern, I wanted a sweetheart neckline. Then I am going to create a bust dart right here, or princess dart. So on this part, you can totally do it on the side, or it's totally up to you whichever design you would like to do. You can angle it like this, or you can just do a straight all the way to the top, which I ended up doing at the end. I repeated the same steps on the back. I find the center back and marked it. And then I'll just extend this line right here all the way to the back. Now you can make it as deep as you wanted, but I thought this is enough back for me. You can see here I was playing around with the bust dart. You can do it on the side like this or straight shot. I ended up doing the straight one just because it's going to be so much easier. Because this is my first time, I am just going to keep it simple so you guys can follow it and make it happen. Now that I'm happy with the design, it's time to transfer this measurement or pattern on the fabric. Now it's time to trace out the pattern pieces. As you can see here, I have a rectangular piece of fabric and I just put it or drape it on the mannequin. I am also tracing on the outside line of the tape. As I am doing this, as you can see, I am making sure that the fabric is not moving and it's not wrinkled. And if the fabric is puckering on the side, just smooth it out and go ahead and keep on tracing. I am handling this fabric super gentle just because I don't want to stretch out the fabric, because the end result is going to be different. The fit is going to be a little off. So I am making sure that it is not stretching at all. Now that the center front is done, it's time to work on the side front. So I'm pretty much repeating the same steps. I'm going to put the fabric on the mannequin and trace on the outside of the style tape. This piece right here is going to be a little tricky because they are curved on the pattern. So if there is some sort of puckering or tension on the fabric, you are going to just make small cuts to release the tension on that side, just like what I am doing here. And then I'm going to smooth it out, making sure that the fabric is laying flat against the mannequin or dress form. It's also a good idea to label all the pattern pieces. Now it's time to trace out the back bodice, and just like before, you are going to smooth out the fabric and also press the fabric that you are going to be using so it is nice and flat. And now I am just going to smooth out the wrinkles and the tension along the fabric. So I'm going to cut small slits here and there and then trace out the pattern, and I am following the outside line of the styling tape. Now I'm just going to trace the markings that I made earlier. This is called truing. So you are basically going to make sure that all the pattern pieces are going to match perfectly. And I will be adding 1/2 inch on all of the side seams except on the fold line. So I am working with the center front, and I am just going to add 1/2 inch. Actually, if you plan on putting boning, you should add at least 5/8 of an inch. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it out. And I also mark the fold line. We'll repeat the same steps on the rest of the pattern pieces. The back pattern, I added 1 inch at the back to accommodate the zipper, and the rest are 1/2 inch seam allowances. The draping portion took me about 10 minutes to finish, and then the truing took me about 15 minutes to finish. And how fast was that? I also made a mock-up just to be sure that the pattern is going to fit me, and I have to say I adjusted the back pieces. That's why I suggest you should always do a mock-up first so you don't ruin your nice fabric. I hope you enjoyed the sewing lesson for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful, and please share this video to spread out the word about my channel. That will help my channel tremendously. And thank you so much for doing that.